Have you been wondering what are some good plugins for your WordPress website to help grow your business in 2020 and beyond? Well, in today's Morning for Visionaries, we're going over just that. We're going to go over the 7 best plugins that you can have on your WordPress website to help you grow starting now-ish, I guess. And first, let's start with something that's, I guess, something that we use a lot in Office here. And it's a visual builder tool, and there are many, many of these tools, but we have settled on Elementor. Elementor is a pretty darn popular plugin. It has phenomenal community support. It is always in active development, but they only put out, of course, stable releases. It is generally bug-free, and it is pretty sleek. It's not the most lean builder. It's not the most, how shall we say, it doesn't always put out the cleanest code, but it is very developer friendly. It is very, very user friendly. It has a small learning curve, and the amount of plugins it has made by the community is crazy. It is good. So it is a really great plugin to have because it'll help you build creative content and a lot of front-end interface types things and some back-end stuff too, depending what kind of plugins you got, really, really well, really quickly. So that's honestly the number one on our list today. It's Elementor. Really great, and best of all, it's free. There is a pro version with a few extra features, and we pay for that one because we find it worth it, but you don't have to. So technically, it is a free plugin. The second one is about helping speed up your website. You might think, oh, okay, great, yet another caching plugin. That's further down the list. This one, in spot number 2, is called Asset Cleanup. Asset Cleanup is a little, it's kind of a small plugin, and what it does is it helps you clean up assets, as the name states. So on a per page basis, you can say, I don't want these scripts or these styles loading. So you can remove essentially plugins from loading on specific pages based on their code and the stuff that's running. So you can go to the page on the front end or back end, and you can disable things that are running, and hopefully you don't select the wrong things and break things. But essentially, if you have, let's say, 15 plugins running on your website, you can disable most of those from, and most of the stuff running on those plugins from running on those pages. So that would be stuff such as WooCommerce, by the way, is, while we love WooCommerce, it is a little bit bloated, so you can prevent it from running on a sales page where you don't need it. You can prevent it from running on the homepage where you're probably not going to need one, assuming you're not running a shop, and these kinds of things. So there's a lot of cool things to do with asset cleanup. It's literally called that, asset cleanup. Now, number 3, related to what I was just talking about, sales, is WooCommerce and a plugin for WooCommerce called CartFlows. CartFlows is a relatively new player on the block, but it's also kind of sort of the only one of its kind, sort of. There's one that does something else very similar to it, but not really like what CartFlows does. What CartFlows does, it allows you to essentially create a funnel for your checkout process in WooCommerce. Not only can you craft and create and have fun with the overall general checkout, you can also create specific checkouts for product, a specific set of products, a subscription of products, and a whole lot of other things, and customize that checkout experience for that specific campaign you're running. So, for example, we had a promotion going on in the beginning of 2020 to help people launch their business and basically get some low-cost, almost free consults with us. Well, we put up a sales landing page, and then we created a checkout page that's styled to that campaign that we were running, and then a thank you page that had additional information about what to do next for that specific campaign, all styled pretty and very sales focused. It was awesome. So I do recommend checking out CartFlows. There is a free version of this one, but though there is the paid one, which I do highly recommend checking out because it has a lot of good and additional features. 4th on the list is a caching plugin to speed things up in general, and we've gone through a whole bunch. There are a lot of free ones, and for most people, a lot of free ones will work. For us, we got a bit tired of everything that was going on with these free plugins. There's just so much configuration, and we wanted something that kind of just worked and did a pretty damn good job. And so we've settled on a caching plugin called WordPress WP RocketCache. Is it the best one in the world? I honestly don't know, but it is pretty darn good because so far it's never failed us. It's super easy to configure, very easy to turn things on and off per page if we need specific settings, and it just honestly works. And so far, it has definitely helped improve speeds on every single WordPress site that we've put it on. So, WP RocketCache, check it out. They don't have a free version, but I believe their prices are pretty reasonable. Next on our list is Fluent Forms. Now, if you've probably heard of Contact Form 7 or Gravity Forms, and I still sometimes use both of those, though I'm getting tired of Gravity Forms specifically because it's old, it's bloated, the interface is, honestly, they just haven't really innovated as much as I'd love them to. And with Fluent Forms, not only did they run a very good deal not too long ago, which is why we've settled on it, is it has a pretty decent interface, it's developer friendly, and I can customize it very easily without things breaking, and there's so little bloat, and it is just so fast. It's got great features, it is extremely fast, the code it puts out is very clean. So we've set on Fluent Forms because the darn thing just works. It's like if somebody took Gravity Forms and finally made something decent and as featureful. So Fluent Forms for WordPress, check it out. Next is an SEO friendly plugin, and a lot of us have been using Yoast, and it's good, but we've moved to one called RankMath. And if you know of this one, you've probably heard some of the controversy about it, and for us, we've not had an issue. Some people say, well, it's a new kid on the block, we don't know how it's going to perform. For us, it's working just fine. The interface is great, the plugins are great, the community support is great. It's easy to use, there's very little bloat, it's very easy and error-free so far to import from another plugin into RankMath, and it really does just work extremely well for us. And if there is a problem, it's very easy to fix these things. So for us, RankMath is number 6 on our list because it's pretty darn cool and we use it pretty much on every single website. Then, last but not least, and one of the oldest plugins here is ACF, Advanced Custom Fields. It's not new or anything, but because of the tremendous community support and how often we use it, it's definitely on this list. What it allows you to do is not only sort of create your own custom post types, meaning if you want to create a, well, essentially what ends up being a custom post type of, let's say, a coffee bean. If you want to review coffee, because as some of you have watched, I love my coffee, so you want to create a review, and I've been trying to do this, I just don't have enough time to blog about coffee anymore. So if I want to write about coffee and I want to talk about texture, taste, smell, I can add these as custom fields, hence the name, Advanced Custom Fields, for specific posts in the category of, let's say, coffee beans. And I can have roast, roaster, when it was created, how much did it cost, general review, star rating. I can have all these things. And this is our most used plugin, probably right behind Elementor. Just because there's just so much additional good data that you can add into posts and pull them out on the front end, especially if you combine it with Elementor. So that's our list. Elementor, Asset Cleanup, CartFlows, RocketCache, Fluent Forms, RankMath, and ACF. I'll add the notes in the list below in the video. If you have any other wonderful plugins that are new-ish or you've just absolutely loved using recently in WordPress, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what else you're doing. So thanks, that's it for today. See you next time. Bye.